I thank you one and all for taking time to attend this program on healthcare providers and management in dealing with legal aspects of health records manual and electronics. It gives me a great privilege to introduce our guest speaker of today's program, Professor G.D. Mogli Garu, who is called the father of medical records of India and Middle East. Dr. Mogli was born to a middle-class family on July 1st, 1939 in the princely state of Hyderabad. His main line of philosophy is earn and learn. Even while he is learning, he earned his own income. After passing Public Service Commission examination in 1959, he joined at Neelofer Hospital and worked for 5 years, where he developed a medical record section that was considered the best in entire Andhra Pradesh. In 1966, Dr. G.D. Mogli Garu joined JIPMER. His hospital's MRD was considered the best in country and was praised by many higher officials. He is the first Indian to participate in 7th International Congress on Health Records held in Canada. Dr. Mogli was selected as WHO Fellow to UK for 3 months in 1980. In 1981, he joined Kuwait's Ministry of Public Health as Medical Record Administrator. Amiri Hospital was certainly his masterpiece in Kuwait in medical records. In 2014, he began working with HIMA. Some of the prestigious positions roles held during his career include President of HIMA India and National Director of International Federal HIMA and visiting professor at Medical Informatics MGIM Sciences, Sevagram, Maharashtra, India, and ex-associate professor HIM program at Saudi Arabia and Dean of Health Information Management Program MOH Oman. And head of HIM Diploma Program Kuwait, head of BMRSC Degree Program JIPMER University of Madras, and WHO Consultant Senior E-Health Management HeartCom USA, and CEO MD Dr. Mogli Healthcare Management Constancy. Now I would like to call upon Dr. Suresh Garu, Senior Consultant General Surgery, to present the flower and shawl to Dr. Mogli.
Good morning, one and all. I request Dr. Dayasagar Rao sir to come and present the shawl to Professor Dr. G.D. Mogli. Sir, please, you are the senior most consultant here, and you are also my teacher. Okay.
Yes. Now I would like to invite Dr. Mogli to take us through his presentation.
Time is already gone. Oh, you don't have this?
No, sir.
You have to come here. Okay. What you have started already?
No, sir, you can use this.
No, I will use it, but no.
No, just press.
Come to first. You are going to first. You are going to last. Right. Increase. Okay. I'll remove, with your permission, I'll remove this please, because I can't talk properly. I'm an old man of 82 years.
Good morning, all of you. I really respect you all, sir. This is a very important time for you in the early morning. Senior cons advise all these people coming here and try to listen. I'll definitely try to do what all I have to talk. But more than that, I'm really grateful for you for coming. You want to listen. All these degrees of Dr. Mowglis is no value unless I deliver something good to you of today, something I share with you, then that will have some value. All this for you. You have done for you, you enjoyed whatever you enjoyed, suffered. Now, time is very important because I would like to try to see what best I can make it. So before I could talk, I have few things to, please don't, are able to listen, the lost group. Can you listen? Please say yes or no. Raise your hand. Lost group, yes. This right? Are you? Fine, because I don't know. It has to reach everyone. Customers needs to be understood before then a seller of so many sarees in 120, but not satisfied. He goes 100 shops. If you understand a requirement, you can find out. I have Banaras saree, I have this saree, that saree. You go on show, but she's not happy. So let us understand the customer's need. Coming to the first, please I'll tell you, all are you senior doctors, as a medical staff, not that you don't know what is medical legal. When you work as a house surgeon in the emergency, you already faced medical legal. Without that, you cannot survive. Medical records is a shadow for you, and legal is all part of you. Especially when you emergency, all that, RTA, this, that, so many things. Let's talk. Before that, I want to show one small thing. That's why I said I wanted this. When I go here, you can't listen. I will show you. Sir, can't listen. Can you give me that? Please give me. Hello, hello. No more questions. You can do to me now. Questions will be later. Thank you. Can you hear? So I have a full glass of water and one empty. Now I have some water to distribute. I want to share. Oh, is not accepting. Now here, other glass is accepting. Happily is accepting. I leave it here. I will talk something later. Okay, I go to subject. You know the topic. That means in this topic we involved medical legal is a top. In that healthcare management, healthcare providers, next management, then medical records manual or electronic. Let us see. First, now today morning, early morning tour, I am a guided tour man. You all come in a bus, I will take you. Where I will take you? Dark and dangerous tunnel to understand the role of, see the tunnel. And the both ends, you have a light. Here also when you enter, you find some light, you don't feel bad. There in the exit time also you find the other light and you are very happy. But in the middle, very dangerous, pitch, dark, some fear. So we learned this thing. What is that? Healthcare providers management stop in dealing with medical records and to find out whether liars and lockout means hell or heaven or hell, or blessing, or whether hell or heaven or blessings or curse or angel or devil. Find out what is exactly. You have to find out. Now I am getting into subject. As you know, any medical legal it should be suicidal, accidental, homicidal. You know the meaning. Homicidal, quarreling himself, accidental himself, want to die. Sorry. Accidental, it happens without knowing. It could roll to the accident. You have many things. How is that? Changing on its own. Then you are hanging, suicidal, and snake can also accidental, suicidal, homicidal. All these insect bites also can be possible. I go a little faster here. Then, what examples are medical legal? You can be caught in accident cases, brought dead, burns, chemicals, criminal abortion, electrocution, firearm injury, insect bites, poison, all these considered to be child abuse one side. Mother brings the child, don't have any consideration. She said, I am mother. But she would have poisoned, she would have been stepmother. She never say, I am stepmother. Be careful. That means you have to think a chance of suspicion is always there when you are working in casualty or when you are looking for medical legal cases. Exception to all these cases, exception is war casualties does not fall under this. If any war things happen, we don't go into these rules. Next. So hospital record, patient it could be computerized or a manual. It's required. They summon to the court of law when insurance cases, workmen's compensation or personal injury or malpractice suits, will cases, income tax, then birth and death, criminal cases, medical certification to be attended, outpatient attendance, it can inpatient. Be careful. Sometimes the hospital gives permission, says the patient was admitted this day, discharged on this date, and in between 2 days you have given permission, that time the fellow killed and somebody comes back, you give, never say that there were 2 days we have given. Be careful, I am talking of legality. When you give any permission, you must write in record, left this time and ran this time, that time you never show in the certificate, should not very clear. If you, usually what happens, we give date of admission, date of discharge. That means court believes medicine, they respect to medical people travels. When you have a certificate, they accept it. He was in the hospital, he cannot do any wrong thing. So I am talking about exceptions. Be careful about that. Any certificate, be careful and a copy of that should be available, we'll talk about. Now, record. When you talk about record, when you talk about medical record, it is considered to be personal, impersonal. What is personal? When you write the name of the patient and register number, his gender, sex, any personal information, it becomes a personal. And when it becomes personal, we have to take permission when to publish or to do any research or anything you have to take. But the same record becomes impersonal. I will remove the name. I don't know whose name is. Then I use this for research purpose or any more other purposes. But when you publish any paper mentioning the name or photograph, you must take permission of the patient. Please. This personal has some exceptions. Where? And release of information, we say all medical information is confidential. You have to protect, prevent, and safeguard the confidentiality. In that case, authorized staff. Who is authorized staff? It has to be well defined. And authorized are those who are dealing, maybe doctors or medical, or the people who are clearly specified. Release of information without patient permission. This personal becomes impersonal. When a patient is suffering communicable diseases, you don't need any permission. You send to public health. A patient, medico-legal, you don't need to take any permission to inform the police. When patient born, birth and death, you inform the register of births and deaths without taking permission. These are exceptions. Now, coming to the rules of our country, impact of the Consumer Proceeding Act in medical field. Who is the consumer? According to them, the paying patient. This is very important. If they pays only, he becomes a consumer. If he doesn't pay, he is not a consumer, according to their definition. Paying patient who receives health services from clinics, health institutions, nursing homes, etc. It will be considered to be consumer. Why? They want to help the people because they think someplace something wrong, where something happened wrong, they need to help and the Consumer Act has come. What is the service? Medical, health service of any type received in any recognized health institution, should be recognized health institutions, clinics, nursing homes, from a qualified medical. There are two, recognized institution and a qualified person who is giving treatment only, this rule will be applicable. What is the deficiency? I think we are concerned here. The last word is more concerned to all of us. That is, means any fault, imperfection, shortcoming, inadequacy in the quality, nature and manner of performance which is required to be maintained under law. If that is the way, if this is not meeting, then there is a problem. Medical malpractice and negligence. Let us understand what is this. Divided into two parts. Part one are primarily due to incompetence and mere negligence. Incompetence, mere negligence. This is considered. The secondly, due to non-maintaining Organized patient record. Organized means a proper record. Then we learn in the process what is organized, what is. This is malpractice, there must be. Just you cannot go and say, file, doctor has not done well or this, that. What is that? Serious harm to cause to a patient is a direct result of the error. The error must be one caused by negligence of the healthcare provider. Then in that case, this is applicable. The medical record document is used in medical malpractice. Let's see, any medical you need to have this. This is shadow of doctors. If this is not there, I think the primary evidence is this, just I am showing you. Then the poorly written, disorganized record is strong evidence of an incompetent health provider. That's where the problem comes, where we are stuck up. Medical Council of India, what they say, MCI, the one who rules all the medical fraternity, as the 2002 guidelines, it says all inpatient records should be kept 3 years. Now you read this, how the system. In a standard prescribed form for 3 years from the commencement of the treatment. That is section 1.31. If he says commencement, for me, the internet conference is not right. Nowhere anything you talk about retention, it should be from date of discharge. If this patient stays 3 years in the hospital, don't need to keep it after that. Throw it up. As per the law, 3 years from the commencement. My treatment started 1st of 2018. 18, 19, 20 finished. No need to keep any record. Sorry. See, I go here and there. Okay, no problem. So, this has to be from anything you talk retention, you must be date of discharge. End of day you can't. It could be 8 days, it could be 80 days, it could be 800 days. Next, I am not saying right or wrong, I am just explaining. Request for medical record by patient. If any patient want information, especially as about the medical reports and so, within 72 hours, we are supposed to give as per the MCI. Maintain a register of all certificates. It could be attendance certificate, inpatient certificate, identity certificate, hundreds of different types of certificate. It has to be authentic, especially identity of the patient. One copy should be medical records. And doctor, please careful, don't give any certificate on your own. Because there is no duplicate. That fellow may misuse you. You write 20 days, you say 2 days, you would have put on 0. It becomes 20. So, when you don't have any counter paper to check, so always keep a copy in the hospital. When you are working for the hospital, if you are a private hospital, you have the right to do what in your own clinic. But here, you must have a keep. The certificate must be authenticated, it should be identity, because there will be one name, there will be hundreds of names, they misuse. And now present day technology is so much, they will misuse everything. We are very, very be careful. Because anything given by you, responsibility falls on you. Then, effort should be made to computerize medical record, the MCI, they are requesting, this may be long word, all the hospitals should have computerization. Medical legal cases should be maintained until the final disposal of the case, even though only complaint or note, even you received any complaint or potential medical legal, they say keep the records. That's what it means. Prenatal Diagnostic Test, PNDT Act 1994. The provisions of the specific acts like PNDT 94, environmental protection, necessitates records have to be kept for 2 years. They also want, this is the same thing, when you have talked about other records we keep 3 years, they not only should be kept. In fact, when you are separating like this is not a good. All records must be kept, minimum whatever the 3 years, 5 years. Once you say every record must be any inpatient, outpatient, you have to clear. Anyhow, as per this, 2 years you have to keep. But further what they say, section 29, that one. The PNDT rules 1996 requires that the records are maintained on a computer. A printout copy of the record should be preserved after authentication by the person responsible such. So, naturally, when you print out, you have to make a printout, keep an hard copy. That's what according to this. For 2 years. Legal aspect, now we are going to electronic records. It has its own, when you have computers, let's say, enhanced portability. and accept, because electronic can be seen many places, it goes much faster, it's not like manual. It's only within the hospital, medical records and doctors only, ward, nurses, and is controlled. But in electronic system, control is out. Software engineers are involved, it easily one press button, things all go, one time everything will go off. So, enhanced portability and necessity HR data raises ethical questions regarding ownership of protected health information. Of course, this protected health information, especially in US, they are so concerned of private confidentiality. Husband never want wife to know about this problem. So because of that, they talk more about privacy, confidentiality, so much. Here we may not do, but that's what any electronic system they require. Raises ethical questions regarding ownership of the health, so that who is responsible, who is divulging the information. Clinicians' responsibility to prevent information of the possible privacy breaches. So please, this is where we make mistake. You are a physician, you are a busy person, you go to other and you start to open one record and you are going to attend other cases, somebody else is what? Reading it. And sometimes you give to your assistant your password to open. It's all possible to help. But when helping, the breaches takes place, you are personally sufferer, the owner of this. The man who is in charge, he will be suffering. That's what it all says here. Authentication for legal admissibility. Records must be identified and authenticated while providing the care to be admissible in the court of law. Testifying about admissibility, if data are stored in a computer or similar device, any printout or other output readable by sight shown to reflect the accuracy. What they say, anything you printed, how we know this is original? You see, it's very difficult because we know the original paper can go. But in computer, you print out. The printout could have printed from anywhere. The idea is the authentication of that legal eligibility must know this paper has originated from the original place. That has to be proved. That's what it means here. Authorship. Authorship, healthcare provider who treats documents. Please remember, when you are treating, your adopted report is different. You are under your care, a patient admitted, you are responsible for everything. Though half a dozen assistants would have done for the job, a nurses could have helped, somebody else could have helped. All help you can take them. But the rest of it, any problem happens, it is you. You are to be answered. That's why the credit or any liability goes to you. That's what it means, authorship means. You are under your supervision, under your leadership, the mistake happens, you are responsible and you face it. If you good also, you take it, bad also. So that's what it means. Assistant I have done, he should be responsible. No, it's the admitting or not the person who is under whose care the patient was treated. Authors are responsible for the completeness of accuracy. Same thing. Record is incomplete, my assistants are not good, they are not done and all that, let them go. It's you. That's what it means. If the entries are made by a second person or a nurse or anybody, please, the responsibility lies till the treating or the under whose care the patient was treated. Documentation issues. Now, especially in computer system, all the hospitals must have very clear-cut policies, standards, policy procedures. That is most of the places missing. They make some time back and they think everybody knows. No. Regarding authentication, regarding types of signatures, rubber stamp using, is it acceptable or not? Initials or full signatures required or just small ticks are enough? In fact, hospital should have one registry. Each doctor, full signature and all, keep a record. Because when time is, doctor left the hospital and these records are useful because patient come. Doctor might be somewhere else. How do you know this initial belongs to so-and-so? Unless you have a counter place to check. No, this is Dr. X. So you'll know. And these records you can find out. So PICs, fax signatures, electronic signatures and digital. All this must have clear policy of this, what is the system, then everybody will follow. When a system will tell you exact right thing, you will follow right way. Other documentation issues. Now is here very common thing. Cut, copy and paste. Because it happens, because you want to use a lot of information, 5 pages, you can't rewrite, reproduce, you cut and bring it, cut and bring it. Difficult to identify who is the author and who is the, what is the date of origination for copied and pasted entry. Issues like cutting from one record to another, it is very difficult to know whether the same patients or some of the other patients or some other information has been brought, a mixing up. So, acceptability of cutting, and pasting the original author's note without his or permission leads to another thing. You are copying somebody's doctor's or some other information. You might have treated same type of patient, same disease. You copying, maybe you have done good. To all this, we need a permission. So you are very careful. Don't do all this in the computers. Clearly laid down policies and procedures to be adopted for this process. Link one patient, one record, one number. I think this is what we are missing. We have to unify. If you have one record, one number, means it's a continuous, in fact, I will say from birth to death, it's not possible in the hospitals because he goes to different 10 hospitals. But that as will come, it will come. It will come the day they really want a patient can get treatment anywhere. The real computer purpose is that. So once you have that information, not repeat. So anyhow, coming back here, each day every page must be numbered. If as number, name and number, these two are very essential. Name, number. Back also name, number. When you print out, what happens? When I write here number, I left free, next doctor comes, you see the other patient and immediately he may be talking some important thing, he writes here. He doesn't know he is writing X. Y case he is writing in, you will have the name and number, you will not have this. So even there also can make a mistake, but these terms are less. Patient name and number have to be both sides. Chronological entry, one more thing. And when your doctor writes here and leave this much space, other doctor writes in the between. You have done on 4th, 7th and 8th information is between 4th and 6th. This happens. Most of things happens. Be careful. Then image records. Whatever records, not only image, whatever records you receive is to be properly scanned, documented, must be date and time stamped with the date scanned. What date you have scanned, that has to be there. Standard use for manual records applies same to the computer system. Late entry. Sometimes you make a mistake because it happens. After all, we are busy, busy extremely, but you realize that we have done but not recorded. How we have to do in the computers? So, made in timely manner, a late entry can be made by identifying the new entry as late entry with current date and time. You write today's date, saying otherwise you can't say the same date. No, it's not possible in computers. Amendments record invariably date and time in the document. Write addendum and state the reasons for the addendum with reference to there's nothing wrong. You can say that day this was done, was ignored, now I am writing. Absolutely no problem. And complete as soon as possible. Don't delay, you may forget. And then again is incomplete deficiency. Managing data from patient to other facilities. Whenever anything you receive, it's like a child of neighbor. My son plays with him all day, night also he wants to sleep with a friend. But we parents will say, please Baba, go back to your home. Why we say? Not we don't like him. Tomorrow anything happens to this fellow, who is responsible? He has a fever, something happens, so we take legal issue there. Say, even if sleeping, take him and hand over to them. Return. So, the next day morning you come and play, you say, because responsibility lies once he is sleeping there. So similarly, any information comes from other hospitals, any documents, first some documents you may return back, you may copy it, keep it as, but where you copy, which are the source you received, write it, because that information is required for you. You may photocopy and keep it. In the computer also scan them, keep it, but no, this belongs to some hospital, patient could have brought, or the institution would have sent. All that has to be clearly known. This not belong to you, it belongs to some, but useful to the patient care. Hybrid. What is hybrid? A hospital has manual records and they want to start computerization. So then both they have. You can have it next day entire the computer. You go gradually, somebody may do immediately, but still manual, electron, then it's called hybrid. So hybrid hospital should find procedure for transfer of clinical information received either from CD, DVD or USB or any other source into hybrid records or upload that in the computers. EHR interface with the hybrid record. Ensure whether laws, regulations require retention of the original media or photocopy, because according to rules you follow them. Retention and preservation schedule for EHR should include discrete data, text, audio, video, images, clear policies for backup procedures to be ensured. Retention and preservation process is strictly observed to protect against the data loss or damage. technology compatible. He has no technology going like medicine is a dynamic and technology is much more dynamic, hyper dynamic. They go so fast. Every second they say, our version, this has changed, software changed, now my mobile doesn't work. All this is okay for us. Now you are treated on the computer for 3 years back and now you want to open that doesn't open in the new computer. Then what is the use? That's what happens. So that's what he says. Backward compatibility are some type of software that facilitate to access the previous information for compatible with the new or upgraded system and also for future compatibility. It has to be there, otherwise all lost. So much hard work to do and it is not useful, then the idea of keeping records has no value. Now we are entering tunnel in the middle of, which is so far is the life we have, which you are aware of. This is not what I told you. But here, I am not that you don't aware, but little bit dark and pitch. Let us, what is the real medical legal? Registration, reporting, case exams, preparation of record, investigations, final opinion. Now, according to 39 PC, the attending doctor should be informed the police. So, we all said they have been practiced, but now the last numbers are there. As per 176 PC, doctor has to inform any medical legal case to police. But one thing remember please, whenever you inform a police, never that belong to police, not to relatives, that patient. Whether he is alive or dead, any part, any items belong to that patient has to go to police. As a law, what we do as a traditional, we understand between police and all. He on the phone he says you release, we are doing exactly. But as per law, you have to inform the police, then only send the patient home. We do. Dead body also we release. But we have already taken either body. But it is understood that he has written permission given by police to you. So we have no right to release whether patient alive or dead directly to the patient. Please remember. Section 160 PC, if it doesn't do, a doctor is penalized as per this law. Police informed again when patient dies or discharged. That's what I told you already. Then consent. Of course, there are many consents now. Earlier, I remember, we used to have only 2 consent. Outpatient, there is no question of consent, only inpatient. Admission, we used to take simple, just sign by anybody used to sign. But later, only for surgery. Then in the inpatient, nurses used to take for surgical office. That was used to consent. But now, when I was in UK 80, after there is a dozen consent form. For every action, there is consent. But it's so many consent also not required. It's impossible. You will be doing more consent form. But it's all I don't. Now, consent to be taken for a particular purpose, procedure in writing. Consent to be taken before. Of course, any consent to be taken before starting work. But when you are operating, you are taken consent for gastrectomy, particular operation, staphyectomy or gastrectomy or any operation. And you, when you open the body, you find something else to be operated. Then we don't have consent for that. But now, we also write in our consent, it all depends how you prepare a consent form. You prepare. This consent is taken for this. In case if any emergency side effects happens, you are permitted to do. Take that permission will be safe. Because when you don't write, we are in that time you can't run behind the relations, he is under operation theatre. How you do it? Then we don't take, we are taking unnecessary risk. Most of the time by doing ourselves wrong, nothing wrong with us, we are the one culprits. So be careful. In the consent you have to be very specific, you are expected, after we know our experiences, if I open this may be this possible. Exactly we may not know. But there are possibilities could happen, it may be rare cases, but you have to do. Then comes consent of relatives required. Conscious patient will give consent. If he is non-conscious, unsound mind, mentally fit is not, relatives have to. For children, relatives are guide, where the guardians have to give. So there should be detailed examination, of course. In all this, especially be careful, here is the liar place with you. In this, that's why I said deep, dark, each place has very much scope to make you out. You are right, but still will make you out. Color, injuries, exactly to be properly described, length and range of color, body, changing colors, by pupil reactions, conscious level and so on. So any injury to sensory organs like eyes are so opinion to be given. So all the details, whatever possible, you write it. I'm talking the worst medical legal cases. And medical legal report comprises of 3 parts. The first part, preamble includes the date, time and place of examination, name of the patient, his residential address and complete information, whatever possible. Persons, police official accompanying, then FR number, so on. A person being examined by two identification markers, you want. Two identification marks, wherever possible. Body. Finding observation includes a complete description of that means complete medical, what you do, that has to be there. The post-amble includes nature of it, that means coming out the results, whether simple or grievous, because there you write so many things so that lawyer has no scope to ask you another question. It was grievous, or sharp, it was not sharp, all sort of questions. You think, you all questions you write, then you have no chance to. If I answer you all nicely, I present everything clearly, your questions will be minimal. But I make a absurd lecture, you ask another question to me. Be careful, I am talking. See, to avoid others, be prepared yourself. So never allow other opposite party to boss over on you. You are the boss. Be think always. Post-amable includes nature of the injury, whether simple or grievous, weapon force used, whether blunt or sharp, and you say, what all I have written, it was there, I have done. That's how there you can, but lawyer will make you irritate you to see that you commit a mistake. Then, medical evidence. In all medical legal cases, where the medical legal evidence like patient clothes, see gastric lavage, and you have collected something, when you have a shotgun, you find the gun, or you call the bullets, sometimes you find glasses, or iron pieces, wood pieces, whatever you get, it has to be collected, identified, properly preserved and written and kept preserved. And to the hand of police or to investigation, whatever, but everything has to be clearly documented and so that you know these are things that are in the body, these are collected and properly identify them. With the patient record, a number of preserved properly so that they will be there. Otherwise, if not properly preserved, then you are in trouble. So, further, the one set of examination documents, if you find money or gold or anything, that's what I already said. That has to be properly collected, identified and preserved. Description. Type of weapon used, blunt or sharp, nature of injury, either simple or grievous, then patient is admitted or discharged with advice to enter the case sheet. This is, the doctor examining the patient must complete medical. He says, whenever a medical legal case is better, don't go, complete and go. Because once you left off, you will not be able to remember, you may not have done, you have forgotten, you are busy with other emergency, and that case might come and after 5 years or 2 years, you will be in trouble. That's what it means here. A copy of minutia should be always available. One will go to police department or legal department, one must be always. It could be an emergency or in medical record. Medical record is the right place to have all their response to ensure that record is complete in all aspects. The collection and preservation of blood tissues. See, like some special investigation like vomit, vaginal swab, DNA, correct, preserve, sealed, name, patient name, naturally. Everything when you preserve should clearly tally with the patient name and the number and so on. While handing over the police official concerning all the medical legal reports request. See, it's very simple. Whatever you have taken, exactly you write this patient, particular so and so, one list, hand it over, take a signature and copy is available. Then forget about that. Now, a dying declaration. Dying declaration, generally it need not be a medical legal case. I am 82. I might die in the hospital when you are treating and I feel myself. I don't have a will, I want to give my declaration. Now, according to this, we have to then in fact call the police. We are making medical legal here. So if it is medical legal brought by police, then it's okay. I am giving it to a side explanation. If I am an ordinary person, then as a procedure, as a policy, I have to inform the police. Then police has to come and police has to bring the magistrate. In front of magistrate, this has to give. Declaration is done by in the front. Now what happens? It happens, you are very lucky, policeman has come, he says your response was reduced here. Absolutely, you are free. They come, whatever then they write, you record, you are a doctor, you are done, finished. But in the absence of no police, he is almost dying next 5 minutes. You can't wait for police or the magistrate. You have to do. When you do, see the nearest the nurse or any other doctor. At least always witness 2 or 3. The more you are safeguard yourself. There you take whatever. And patient should be sound-minded. He should not sound, his talking is irrelevant and there's no meaning of taking it. He is sound-minded, giving his declaration that to be recorded and signed well, properly. Absolutely no need to have any fear with anyone once you are done. Then mass casualty, disaster. Hospitals already, especially our emergencies, not emergency, elective or full, very few emergencies. This is a practice all over the world. Even USA, I thought there also it happens. So when it comes to already built and the mass comes at a time 50 or 60, what is to be done? Then it should be everybody. That means I am sure the hospital has a policy. When the mass happens, whom to inform, when to inform, how to inform, all that. It has to be a clearly, with all the patients have to record. It need not be a detailed record. There must be a simple record register. Now I'll suggest you at the end what to be done. So they have to be taken care. We are a simple case. First of all, good triage. A simple, serious, grievous, you separate them and see, divide them and see. The grievous may be less, then take care of someone. This one. This has to be done, they have to be recorded, registered. Broad dead cases. Now broad dead cases brought by police is a suicidal, accidental or homicidal, very clear is the medical legal case. Then no need to doubt it. But there are some cases which a casualty doctor feels is not unnatural, is a natural death. And he realizes, seeing the old records, he was getting treatment in the same hospital somewhere he has, and he wants, then he takes a risk and says this is not a medical legal. That risk belongs to the doctor because he don't want to make and wait and post-mortem, all those things continue. So this is how. But one thing, what you have to do, in the column of cause of death, never write not known broad death. Any broad death, don't write cause of death because I'm not aware. So not known broad death. And in another issue, in no case it should be mentioned that case of death should be determined after post-mortem. That also we should not take. Don't say something which is, as what happens we don't do. That's what is suggested here. We should follow that much. Now we are coming out of the tunnel. Now we are seeing the light, other side. What is the role of the management? Now so far we talked healthcare providers, how they are responsible, what all the risks they have, what are the debts they have, what good though we do, we always think of helping the patient, save the life, that is our object, devotion, dedication, all that is there, but still we face the problem. Now, management hospital standard policies and procedures must be very clear, not old dated 10 years back, same thing is not applicable. Establish and run a well-organized and efficiently managed HR department. A good medical record department should be there. Orient to the healthcare products. Regularly you teach, it may be half an hour, it may be an hour, but educate them. What is the policy, what is expected of. Then it will be everybody knows, because doctors are changing, doctor may not, others are changing, new people come in, so they should know. And when hospital practice, he will try to apply the same here, doesn't. When I was in different countries, especially all the 8 countries of Middle East, each country has different, 101 nations come from all over the world. US man think he is right and he others. Australian man writes something else. Germany, I said, you are in this country, follow the law of this country, and this is our standard policy. You fit in. I am not changing how to operate. I will not come and theatre and check you. It's you. You take the risk. Even ministers cannot enter the operation theatre. You have the right. You are the boss. But other policy procedures follow the countries. Same thing here. Then update the time to time. Any policy must be updated regularly. Now ensures, especially accident department, where medical legal, usually all medical legal has to come, that because there's 24-hour service, is armed with latest, equipped with the latest medical legal policies and procedures and update regularly. You have to update them, don't have the power of old one. And there's a doctor, especially you did not change often. Clear guidelines on how to deal with accidental suicide homicidal case. When I was in JIPMER, 96 I started. In 3rd April I started, means I was there. There was no RMO post in central government, resident medical office. I used to get in the midnight call. Sir, I got a first time, because this is the junior doctor, they know, I got a burn case, I got RT case. I went 2-3 times. Then I realized, then wait, clear, simple policy, put a board. If you have gastric What accident, what here comes what, poison case comes what, snake bites comes what, 3, 4 I made it, so they follow what to do, what not to do. Other things I detail you how. So that made them easy. So the moment this case comes, you will see at least he will not miss anything. So clear guidelines. Continuous orientation is very essential. Regularly educate them what you want. Then that is the way he gets the strength. What I am doing is right, I don't care anybody. I don't think of minister, I don't think of boss. But if I am not doing, I am confused. This used to happen in Saudi Arabia. Most of the doctors, when they are, especially ladies, you are not supposed to touch, you are not supposed to do some of the cases. They always have fear when they know law. If the doctor does nice, nobody questions him. Any mistake they catch him because they don't make laws. If you make law, he in trouble. So when I went there, I used to tell them, then they used to appreciate so much. Sir, you are telling what is right, what is not. But nobody has told us. Always they say something and go. I said, this is right, don't fear of anybody. But this is, I am not talking wrong. What is your privilege to do? And there you can't touch a lady with this and many problems. So here also we have different type of problems. Now, maintain a disaster kit. I said, well, disaster patient, you should have a ready-made kit. Don't wait for MOs. You should have all the one, you can have a trolley, you have played 300 records, already numbered, everything rests with a photograph, camera, everything. When the comes and who are the team, what the medical team, specialist team, nursing team, paramedic, auxiliary, you have everything listed. When a patient immediately press the button, ding ding ding, it has to be known how it has to run, like a fire service. They come, who is on duty first will come, so you are really doing a good service with reduced work. And you have already records, no need to do all that. Just have bands. Ready-made bags, just put on the hand, a record number. If he is not able to talk, take photograph, take the picture, put in this, finish, we know. Even after 10 days, this is the patient, but whatever the face looks, it looks here. So this is a MOS, disaster plan. Police, the policies and procedures to be observed very strictly. I am talking every day, policies and procedures clear. Allocate in advance disaster team names who are to be called first. If he is not available on the phone, who is the next? He is not available, who is third? Otherwise he is not come, we will wait. Doesn't happen. This is not a disaster, we are a disaster ourselves. Who is the staff, including medical, nursing, paramedics and management to contact with 2-3 substitutes with their mobile numbers to deal with emergency. Now, technology has gone so much, mobile number using, we don't know what else you use. Maybe each person will have it at home, something you may just talk and you will come. Now, HA, Medical Record Department rule, uphold the dignity of hospital by maintaining comprehensive records. So it is the responsibility of the department to ensure doctors are busy people. They always have one concept, saving the life is my job, helping the patient job. But this is become secondary. But at some time this devil makes you more important for you. But to avoid the devil, we have to have a good record system. Develop, maintain unit record, one patient, one record, one number. Develop HM policies and procedures. And that system, there is a different policy, which is in fact HM policy, nothing but policy of a doctor. How to write, what to write, when to write, which case you have to write, what all I explained so far, they are HM policies. Which I talk so much, all these HM policies, in addition to hospital rules. Analyze concurrently for accurate, now here, what is a complete record? Remember, accurate, timely, relevant and complete. That record is to be recorded. Accurate, timely, relevant, complete. And of course, through the chronological order, so many other things we'll know. But these are the 4 fundamental laws of a complete record. A record should contain identification information, complete, full address of whatever the number you call. Then you have history, it will be personal, family, or present, past, family history. Physical examination depends on the system, what you are looking urology, you may thoroughly do that system, but it has to be a physical exam you do. Then investigation you carried out, what diagnoses are made, after diagnosis once again, progress notes, the length of stay, and what is the outcome. That means results, what your recommendation. If these things are there, a record is a complete record. then analyze correctly, alert the healthcare. When our doctors they are busy, they can't have time, so the department should bring to the notice. Then they complete. Maybe when you complete, then someone is doing for you, and that completion is good, safeguards you. I think the thousands of records we are treating, they are incomplete, but still it has not gone to court because they are simple cases. It's not good, but a complicated can go on. And one can create hell for you. That's what classify the diseases by implementing latest ICD by WHO. Now, completion of records, legally speaking. Now for us doctors, completion of records, legally speaking, clinical or clerical? This is a big question mark. I presented in 1994 in UK Journal this paper. The big discussion went on in UK. Record contains patient I told you just now, ID history, physical exam, investigation, diagnosis, treatment, medical or surgical therapy, then progress and justification of LOS and outcome and recommendation. The patient record should reflect, now we are coming, the healthcare provider team. Whatever you do, it has to reflect. Then I will take little I go. Completion of record is the responsibility of the treating, as I said, who treat under whose care is his responsibility. Whoever it help him, but he is the final response. Similarly, the consent. Anybody take, but something goes wrong with the treating doctors. Clinician's role in documentation, counseling is the most important. Now, those days we may not talk any counseling, patient treatment because there was honesty, lot of good things happened. Different, I don't compare. Maybe people have lot of trust on doctors were also busy, there were no, especially corporate also was very less, then things were going, all this was not recent. Counseling was less, though we are doing, but now it has become more and more. Counseling of the patient plays a vital role in making the healthcare journey smooth, in providing swift, fast care, safe care, improved quality care, and cost-contained care. You have to have swift, safe, quality improved, and cost contained. You can't have too much cost and doing. It's not possible in a country like this. Regular counseling of the patient progress is a must. That builds up a good trust, saves many problems. If you have good counseling, it helps you a lot. Informed consent means, what is informed is the word came, earlier is a consent. When informed consent means explaining the patient what exactly is problem, what he is going to do, if he does what happens, if he does that what happens, what risk is involved, clearly tell him. If he all agrees, take signature and then you are safe. That's what informed consent. It should be in his spoken language. Is a Tamil person, teach Tamil. In Arabic, find somebody to teach, tell in Tamil, in Arabic. Or in Afghan, very language you tell them. In different. In India itself, so many languages. So some languages are common, Hindi, English, Telugu or Tamil, whatever. But some other is spoken language. That is what the law says. Now, we have talked something different, nothing to do with medical. What is the views of all like person like us, all the law bending? They keep saying the word. Have you seen this word? Keep away from what? Police and who are ruling us. The next man. Police is a very concern for us. They are safeguarding us. They call Amin. Amin in Urdu word, protection. They protect you. They safeguard you. Your property, your life, you don't have no burglary, all that. But we say keep away from them. Why, I don't know. Think it over. Now, let's come to our field. View of medical practice, what they feel. When the law courts have highest regard for medical profession than any other specialist, and they value medical certificates, reports and opinions as fully authenticated documents. They have, what I observed in my 5 decades or 6 decades, law respects at all. First thing is medicine. They have high respect for them. They are the first people. Other thing they don't care. They rub them. But the medical, they think they are above them. This is the feeling. If that is the case, why not sustain such relations? You have such a high respect, maintain it. But what happens? Keep away, now I am saying, keep away from lawyers and law courts. Like senior citizens say, keep away from police and politicians, you keep away from lawyers, don't make friendship with them. Remember, just I'm just joking, but that's what it means. Once he comes to you, you will so know what is your weakness. Once I go, he will start fighting. That's not the point. How it is possible? See, when you are treating thousands of patients, medical legal cases will come, they will be possible. How it's possible? How it's possible is a question mark. So let's see how it is possible. Possible by maintaining legally sound record to meet the legal challenges of local, state and central federal jurisdiction, observing the existing institute, national and international ethical and medical practice standards. You follow them, whatever they are, and you are within the state and you are protected. Dealing prudently with length and ethical purposes. Yes, sir, here I want to say, most of our country, what I observed when I got to other countries, we have a lot of, there are no standards. Standards basically retention. One MCI says 3 years, somebody says 4 years, somebody 3 years, you are confused. We don't have very clear. A retention policy I have prepared in book 1996, I published in USA. I have written all this, but some countries they follow. You should have. But what I am telling here, if you don't have a standard by nation, you create your hospital. You, whenever there is no standard state or central, under whose jurisdiction you are staying, prepare. That becomes a law and court will accept. What I am telling, please remember this point. In the absence of central or state, you prepare and let doctors work under that parameter and this safeguard is accepted by law. Now, potentially, what is the potential record which goes to the court of law? Possibility. Records that are inaccurate, irrelevant, non-timely and incomplete. Not in a chronological order. Sometimes chronology is not there. Missing link with the diagnosis, investigation and care. Delay in rendering care. Lack of proper consultation. Unjustified surgical procedures. Inconsistency, this is the most important. With the physician writing something else, nurses writing something else, and consultant something else. This is easy for the liar to catch you and rob you. And others in recording and rendering care and so on. This is what potentially improper occurred. Now you see, I'll come back. I hope you see the two glasses. I'll talk later. You have seen something in this? Police stopping somebody. Why? What is this? You are checking for mask or you may be checking license. We don't know. But this man desperately running away. Can you see that? Because we are guilty. We are not having. So our record is also by side. When our records, the same situation we face it. When our record system is incomplete, they are not good, we are confused. And we are accept to surrender. Please don't have that. Now, lawyers and law court means very sensitive and serious, where one can, under 2 minutes, I am going to finish because when I explain more only time to other would have finished 5 minutes earlier. Lawyers and court means very sensitive and serious, where one can experience. Hell and heaven, just thing as I talked in the beginning, now I am talking. Physicians achieve his objective by providing the best possible care with devotion to the patient. His always objects to give best care to the patient by devotion. But how lawyer accomplish his goal? By lying. Number one, liar is a lying. I am not liar, but the professional needs for him to be successful. Lying and twisting the questions to terrify by asking typical and irritating questions to bring out answers of his choice, and you'll get it. From profession, you are innocent. I said I am concerned with the patient. That's what, when I say patient record is clinical or clerical, I say helping the patient is my one. Writing record is a clerical job. Why I waste my time? I won't say. But he doesn't know. He is becoming a victim to it, not writing record. He has done some good job. So here, lawyer accomplishes this. We don't get into this. That's what why harnesses and police and politicians keep away. You keep away lawyers, and that's what it means. Now, you see what is the fate. What happening? You see the where our doctor is standing. He is helpless. He is the only man. All his attacks like any terrific, all that I say, he asks many more things, which makes you he tears all your dress, that's what it means. Such a worst thing happens in the court. Now, leaving this, I have something else to tell you. As I Okay, oh, I kept here. You said I showed the good record and poor record. There are two. There's something else. Please all, I don't know how many ladies are here. Whenever there is a good function, under 1 minute or more, I will not take much than that, about a minute or two, maximum. When they get best friends, young ladies, best friends, husband, they want to go to party, reception at 5, 6 o'clock, then husband is waiting, ladies where they go, they dress up well, then go in front of mirror, a light mirror. They stand in front of watch. Oh, no synchronizing. A dress color, not synchronizing with this. A chappal color, this and that, not synchronizing. Go and change. Oh, everything is fine. Is not. Other things. They take time. Husband is warning. How long? Come on. Finally he comes up. How much time you take? Finally she may finish the work and comes out. But not just women. They are also, men also do this thing. They go in front of mirror. They also spend some time, but the time is little difference. But everybody goes to in front of mirror. What is that? Why they go? The question is why they go. It reflects how you look in front of others. Right? That's how they go and see if I am looking clear or something might be wrong, I am not have something at here, I clean it up. So similarly, the record is a mirror. What you write is available here. If you don't write, it's not there. Now I'll show you here. Remember, Dr. Mughli's adage. Patient is the master of the healthcare field. Patient is the master of the field. Medical record is the mirror. Reflects what is done. If not recorded means not done. People forget, records remember. Medical record is the mother of information. Medical record is the mother of information. It can make or break the health insurance. I have observed in all foreign countries this. I have seen the best. They have used all the US, UK standard. Still they failed because of this. There the Mughli was called for. They waited 2 years, like Saudi Arabia, Kuwait, Oman. I am not saying great. Then make record is a mother of fish. Can make or break. Avoid entering into now. You please avoid entering dark and dangerous tunnel. I showed you a tunnel. See how dangerous it looks. When you enter, you are not sure when you will come out. How many years you will be dragged. Now I will give an example. In Saudi Arabia, if any doctor, there are almost, I told 101 nationals are there. It would be American or German. I remember German was terminated. Once he involved in medical leave, no leave is given to him. If anybody works to Saudi, no. They will not leave, he can't resign because he says, I want to go, also they won't leave. Till that case is settled. Luckily, Saudi is not like us. Here takes years, they might do much faster. Their law is much faster than us. But they all sometimes take some years. Year 10, 20 years, there may be 2 years. But it's still, but that law we don't applicable here. So when you get into court, we have seen our own properties issues. 10, 15 years, it doesn't know where you stand. Finally, it comes to zero. So be careful, avoid this. So with this, ladies and gentlemen, I thank you so much for your patience to listening. I don't know how much is full. These 2 glasses, why I showed here? When the glass is, whenever you go to any conference anywhere, please empty your glass and go. Don't go with full glass, nothing will get. Anything given is goes down. When I pour some extra, it will go down only. That's what happened in this. Here empty, it fills till you can have up to here. So what it means, when you go, keep yourself, I don't know anything, let us see what this fellow is talking us, and we ask questions. Now I would like to ask any of your questions, you have some doubts or anything, please, you are most welcome. If your time permits, I'll be most happy to answer you. Any questions, any doubt? Please. No? Yes, please.
If a patient who is admitted in the hospital and he wants a copy of the and if he wants the copy of the record,
yes,
should we give or we say till discharge we don't give?
No, he says according to you saw just now 72 hours you have to give. Whatever he is asking you,
So even if he is admitted in the home?
Yeah, what, according to this, not by MCA rule, somewhere I said no, 22 hours you have to hand over. Now, earlier we used to not to give anything, but now, after the right to know something has come up in India, because I am also, so after that you have to hand over, there's nothing wrong, there's no secret in this, but to keep a copy and give within 72. Anything else?
As a taxpayer, is a government doctor immune to the medico-legal system?
Immune?
Is government doctor can be impeached in a court of law?
What do you mean by, what is that?
So suppose he does a kind of deficiency or a negligence.
Excuse me, Mr. Where is Vasudevan? Can you tell me what is question? No,
but
yes, you take it.
Yeah, the answer is yes. So, but
So I am not able to hear properly. Please tell. Yes, sir. I am not able to hear. That's why I am telling you. So can you please, Mr. Vasudevan, come over here. Listen to me and tell me, because I have some real problem. If I don't hear a question properly, I can't answer. Yeah, please tell me now, sir. Thank you, sir. Any question? No, you please ask question.
Sir, the central government wants to do medical records.
See, I am not able to hear. You listen and tell me what is
Central
question.
government or state government, they want to do all medical records of their population. And this, so that if they go to another hospital, they can retrieve. Is it comes under privacy or not? Is it possible?
Central government and state government want to centralize the medical records.
Yes.
Will that come under the privacy law? Because it will be shared
Yes.
records.
Because they are sharing by outside agency. They will prepare the medical record.
So I think this whole computer system, basically, in fact, Dr. Mughali's oath is there. Recently I prepared, I sent to Germany and other countries to see for medical record people. And one of them, integrate, that is say, auspicious. 10 commandments. Now we are sitting, I take other 2 minutes. A means acquire information of the hospital or the government what you need. I have to do that. Second, you then what you call uplift or what you call maintain the dignity of the hospital and confidentiality to patients. Uphold, that's a word, AU. S is service. I provide organized, excellent, well-organized, efficient managed MRD. I give consultants to the needy department. P, I participate in the all actively in the decision-making committees and also withhold by professional society, I'll be a member and later try to improve the quality, swiftness, what you call safety and quality and cost. Then what is AUSP? I innovate, I do research. Through that I find the latest knowledge and technology to improve the care of the hospital, the physicians and the hospital. ASPU, I contribute, organizing the department. I will help to all the other departments. See, just HM I am not keeping records because I have a data, entire hospital, now computer I have everybody's, finance department I have. See, the only department has relation with all. Doctors are so busy, they're specialists in their own field. I will say one word, carpenter is carpenter, barber is barber, tailor is tailor. Nurses are experts, they're all experts in their own, but they don't have other things. Go back to medical records, he knows medicine little bit, not a practitioner. He knows management, he knows, he can deal with all the people, the only department can deal. We are not downgrading anybody, they are upgraded, but they are helping more by this. Now service, AUSPI, the C contribution. Then I inspire healthcare providers. By that, by doing the first system, make them safety. When a man is safe, getting good only will help me. So I will do that. And once again, improve the quality of care. Then IASPI, then I have O. What is O? Outshine. As an outshine, I want to name for the institution. I will do concurrently. What I will do? I will do concurrently the data, analyze the data and the classification of diseases. I will throw that. I will find out what diseases are surpassing which can become endemic, or I will inform the public health become endemic or pandemic to safeguard come pandemic 19, that I will do. Possible in the MRD. The last one more thing, you, ASPIU, U is unified. Now your question I answer here. Somebody said state, central. I try to unify the HIM system by one record, one patient, one number. Not only for HIM in my hospital, I will ensure the same thing. I will try to say all the hospitals follow. Why? If that is the one record is there, he can get treatment anywhere. He need have all the histories taken, physical exam is done, investigation done, treatment is they immediately see what is next to be done. Already you have. Why to duplicate? I go on second CT scan, I want to do ECG, you are this, all this saved. In fact, we call PHR, personal health record. So, the last word, yes, auspicious, succeed. I want to succeed. As a doctor, you want to succeed. How I will succeed? I will make him to understand. I told you last year word. Dr. Munguli Sadarj. There, once again it comes, patient is a master. You have to remember, you won't forget, if he is not there, I have research done in other countries. I put doctors, Minister of Health is important, or this and that, Secretary of Health is patient. If there is no patient, why you need a hospital? No KIMS, no Yashoda, or no Apollo. No, I won't be there, you won't be there. We will be doing something else. So patient is a master, number one. And medical record is a mirror. What is done, it reflects. What is not recorded, not done. So question coming, sustain. Patient is master, means medical record is a mirror. And it reflects what is done. Next is, patient or people forget request to remember. Last word, I will ensure healthcare providers to revolve around the patient being a nucleus to succeed the healthcare organization, vision, mission and goal. That is the same thing goes for medical field also. So unification is the object of the whole world. So that this patient can get any, say now in the computer, I go in USA, I am in Germany, I am in Amsterdam, press the button, my number, insurance company gives them statement, treatment, you can continue, collect the money somewhere, you are already insured. These other processes are different. You are insured, but actually some other systems will come. So you don't need to ask where you record, what happened here and now, how. So much integrate, disintegrate. You go to Yashoda, he comes here, he goes there, information disintegrated. Duplication. And thereby patient is suffering, you are also suffering as a doctor. He doesn't have. With this I don't want to stop this here because once people living, better we stop here. So it's not good for us live. So thank you so much. Any other important question you can ask this? I think is going country for unification.
One last comment. The Consumer Protection Act is, doctors are covered by the Consumer Protection Act, isn't it? So is it covered for the applicable to the government doctors where the service is totally free?
Is that?
Consumer Protection Act applicable covering government. Yes.
Everybody is not, see the government is the only problem, you escape in the government. I'll tell you, what is the government? Government is nothing. Everybody is the government. See, what I am telling you, in the office, UDC, for LDC is the government. He is the one sanctions relief. So government, whenever your case go against the government, where it goes, who fights? Government, central government liable will fight. Whereas individually I have to fight, I spend money. So government is being a big organization, you are escaping there. But responsibility correctly lies on the same person. Yeah, it's applicable to everybody, it's not government or private. But they are escaping under that. That's why your question was genuine there. Because mostly government are safeguard, that's why they go for the jobs. Government is a father-in-law job, is a son-in-law, enjoy, rainy day also he gets salary. The more holidays somebody dies, more he gets more holidays. He was always paid to die in Ragani, die this minute, that means so other 2 days. But in private is no, you work, you get. So there is a difference of work, but the laws are same. Laws are for everybody same. Anything else? I'm sorry if you have a question, but that's the time for it. Thank you so much for once again. I wish you all the best. Have a nice time. Enjoy what you learn. Let's keep it, and if useful, keep it in the pocket, otherwise throw in the dustbin.
Wait for a minute. I think on behalf of KIMS, all of us would thank you. What I could understand is he has got a huge experience and huge depth. I'm not still satisfied, so we decided to call him once again to have an encounter with questions, sir.
Oh, you do this.
I think you the encounter. So I'll have a lot of questions to ask because we still do not know. But there is only something which I want to say. Do what you say and say what you do and write what you do and do what you write is probably the best document I
Which is
can
best for the practice and precept. What
Yes.
you preach, you practice. Mostly it doesn't happen.
So on behalf of all of you, we present a small memento and thank Vasudevan and the medical admin team who has made this meeting. But I think we'll have one more meeting, only questions.
Yeah, you can say
Yeah.
instead of talking, that's waste of time. Just a question and answer session.
I have so many
to
questions.
clarify, or even you can do what? You can take all the questions also in advance. You would have done. Put in front of him. Then we straight away each question will be answered. So you have to time factor. Time in management is very essential. Time is money. This is what we say. Time management is this, you can do that.
So thank you very much. So we present this memento to sir.
Thank you, sir.
Come, Rajini, come. I think,
Ladies, without ladies, there's no meaning. Come on. Light comes, shines only the stage. One lady this side, one lady this side. You protectors,
Don't
all
fight.
come near.
Don't fight for ladies.
No, I'm not fighting. I am making them
Lighter.
responsible more.
Lighter.
Shall I remove my glasses? Thank you so much. Thank you so much, sir. So I'm so sorry that your question.
There is one question.
Yeah, what's your question? You can come now, you can ask me. You can ask question, what all question you want. All questions doesn't go to all the people. You ask me, let me take my things.